Jonathan Sacerdoti was at Buckingham Palace for the press briefing, and he joins us from London via Skype. Hello.
Hi there, Emily. Yes, it's an exciting day with the announcement yesterday of the Duke of Cambridge's schedule for much of the trip that he'll be making towards the end of June to Israel, Jordan and the West Bank Palestinian territories. They gave away quite a bit of detail, though there are still a few engagements that are listed as to be confirmed or announced either nearer the time or even on the day. So that leaves a little bit of mystery in terms of exactly what he'll be doing for some of it.
I see. So do you know, I mean, from what you do know, it's non-political, but is he going to meet with the prime minister or just stay away from political figures?
No, he will in fact be meeting with the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, also the President, Reuven Rivlin. He'll meet Mahmoud Abbas in the Palestinian Authority. And then, of course, in Jordan, he will be meeting the royal family there, as they say, building on the strong links that exist not only between the two countries, but also between their respective royal families. Remember, of course, when he'll be meeting the Crown Prince there, that's someone who will one day be king, just like him. He will one day be king in the UK. And so it's seen in the Jordanian leg of the trip to be a great opportunity for him to lay solid groundwork for that relationship, which will be important into the future.
That's actually a fantastic idea. And I know that he also is planning to spend a lot of time with youth, to work with youth from all three different cultures. Any announcements as to where?
Yes, that's right. Obviously, the royal family are quite interested in certain things in all of their foreign trips. The younger members often meet young people, and that will be the emphasis of his trip. Young people in all three of the places that he's visiting, and also refugees, they say. They talked during the briefing yesterday at Buckingham Palace about how many refugees from Syria that Jordan has taken in. He'll be meeting some of those, presumably also some refugees when he enters the Palestinian areas. So that could be slightly more controversial in terms of the apolitical aim of the trip. Remember, the royal family is avowedly apolitical. Their job is symbolic as the heads of the nation, but not politically so. So they've got to tread very carefully in this region.
Right.
And he will be meeting young people involved in tech, young people who are refugees. He'll be meeting in Israel, in Jaffa, not far from where you are in the studio.
Trust me, we're working on it already. I'm working on my exclusive.
Exactly. So he'll be playing football around there with a coexistence football group, which works with children from Jewish and Arab backgrounds, children from different socio-economic backgrounds. So really, that's the sort of emphasis that the royal family likes to put on these visits.
Right.
And in terms of military involvement, which is the other favorite thing of the royal family, he'll obviously be steering clear of the Israeli military in order to try to keep things unconventional. That was very clear from what they told us yesterday. But he will be meeting the military in Jordan. Remember that the British military and the Jordanian military do train together and collaborate, and he'll also be inspecting an air ambulance in Jordan when he, in fact, himself was until recently an air ambulance pilot here in the UK.
Right. Okay. Also, given that, again, it's not political, do we have any idea? I mean, it's the first official royal visit. President Trump was the first U.S. president to visit the Western Wall. Did they give any indication if he'd be visiting the Western Wall?
So there are a couple of spots that are still conspicuously empty in the schedule. They didn't mention that. They did mention that he's going to the Mount of Olives. His great-grandmother is actually buried in Jerusalem. She is listed as one of the righteous among the nations by Yad Vashem for having saved Jewish people during the war. He'll visit her grave. That is on the schedule. There is opportunity still. There are spaces there still for him to visit historic religious sites. And among the people he'll be meeting won't just be political leaders and young people, but also religious leaders. That has been specified. So it's highly likely that there'll be some activities taking place also in Jerusalem in relation to that, especially as he's looking at historic sites, archaeological sites in Jordan. It would be strange if he did no more than the lookout over Jerusalem that's listed in the current schedule. But again, the royal family will be aiming to be uncontroversial as they can in this, so they have to tread very carefully around issues to do with Jerusalem and ownership of the city.
Right. Fantastic. Well, we're all looking forward to it. We love the royal family, and it's definitely going to be an interesting trip, and especially for all of us to watch.